Welcome to a trade recap. We're going to go through what happened from about 9:30 a.m. all the way to 11 a.m. That's when I placed all my trades. You can see all the executions here, plus minus, plus minus, plus minus, plus minus, plus minus, whatnot, right? So this is the chart. Let's go to the daily chart. Let's work our way top to bottom. This is the PDL, previous day low, and I'm expecting price to touch this and then go towards a pool of liquidity that stands here, right? So on the hourly chart, a few hours before market open, when this candle prints, I'm expecting this to displace and then touch this and then go touch this, right? So I'm trying to position myself long from here, right? That's my first mistake, getting married to an idea without looking at the candle closures, right? So 1 hour chart, let's go to the 50-minute chart. We did not take these lows, we started moving away from them, right? So I'm expecting them to touch these highs. Not all of them, because remember, on the high time frame we're still bearish, right? Right, so we're coming off of an inversion for value gap. We have not touched this imbalance yet.
It's 9:30.
This was created, this was not touched yet, but imagine this, right? This candle doesn't exist, right? We move here, the next candle prints over here. I'm expecting this to continue at least towards 2 of the 3 of these highs. On the optimistic side, maybe even all the way over here, right? Unfortunately, that did not happen. So what actually happened? Let's go take a look at that on the 1 minute chart, right? So I'm going to remove the indicator for now. It's easier for us to see. I already marked the indicators for us to understand what trades I took. So 9:30 open. I'm very patient till now. Haven't taken any trades, even though this was my setup right here. This one could have went long to the nearest high, about 20 points, doesn't matter, right? I did not take any trades before market open. Friday, anything can happen. It could be a shitty day, it could be a really good day. Turned out to be a really good day, but just not exactly how I was hoping for it to work out, right? So about 9:33, yeah, 3 minutes after market open, there was this fair value gap that was respected. This fair value gap respected. I'm thinking we took these, came back, took this internal range liquidity. What are we going to do? Are we expected to go all the way up there? Well, yes and no. I was expecting it to go down because we already touched this, and the moment I took this trade, this candle was all the way here, right? I mean, this was not a green candle, this was a red candle, somewhat like this. So at that point I took the trade. It's way too late for me to get out of the trade now, because at this point we are what, like about 40 points in. 40 points is $800 on one contract, one mini, and I'm into 2 contracts, so I'm minus 1600, right? Around this area, I'm expecting us to reverse, right? Do we reverse? No, not really. So my stop is right here at the equal highs. If it wants to take this equal highs and reverse, I don't care. I'm not going to be in the position. Thankfully, what happens is we get this displacement. I'm just going to remove this to show you, if you can see the displacement right here, right? Displacement happens, we came back up, both of these closed well within, under this low, right? So now I'm thinking, finally we're going to go short, right? So add 1 contract here and take them off at the nearest low, which is at this imbalance, right? So by this point, the 15-minute chart is bearish. We have an inversion fair value gap on the 15-minute chart, right? right, this gap. We have on the 15-minute chart, we have an inversion fair value gap. So what am I thinking? I'm thinking I want to go long to these highs and then continue low, right? So the moment we take these lows, this volume imbalance right here, we take this low. After this displacement, this there's a displacement about 2 ticks. Show you. After this displacement, I'm thinking we'll ride all the way up to the highs, right? I mean all the way up here. Unfortunately, we go tap into this fair value gap, this one, and we reverse right back. So my stop was at the bottom of this, so thankfully I'm safe, right? I got stopped out. I keep going lower. So I'm waiting patiently, right? Now we get another sweep of these lows, right about this low. So this is the lowest low in this area. You can consider these lows also, but for now this is what I was looking at, right? We take these lows out. 2 candles, we get a displacement upwards. Displacement upwards, inversion fair value gap, boom, I'm in, right? I waited for this closure of this candle, so my fill was a little higher. In here, target the nearest volume imbalance right here. I'm going to delete this so you can see the imbalance. This imbalance right here, right? That's what I'm expecting to happen, but did it happen? Not really. In, stopped out within the next candle, right? 1 minute in, I'm stopped out. So I'm thinking of going. Actually, I did not get stopped out because I got stopped out right here, right? I think my stop was below this low. Yeah, this low, because we touched this fair value gap, and this candle out 1040 out of nowhere stops me out, right? So my stop was around here. I mean, stop to break even, right? Because I'm already in profit about 20 to 30 points. Yeah, 28 points. I'm already in profit. Stop to break even. I got stop break even and minus 400 because I added another contract here. So on this trade, ended up losing about $500. It's an eval, so it really doesn't matter. So after that, this displacement, I wait for it to come back to 50%. It does not, right? It does not come back to 50%, not even close. Yeah, not even close. 50% of, even if you consider the 50% of this candle's range, did not even come close to that, right? We came up. As we started moving away, I take a short, try to get the next low right here. Next low is right here. Target this low, I get filled. Great profitable trade, right? So every trade is not one contract, right? So I go here, I add a contract, let it keep moving, comes back into the fair value gap, this gap, comes back here, just shy of 50%. I take another short, continue to the lows, right? Here, now I'm really looking for a trade because I just need $1,000 to pass my account, right? So this is how the day opened like, right? 6 p.m. 6 p.m. and then 6:01 p.m. right? So opening price of 6:01 p.m. 1 minute after Globex open. This is the fair value gap and the liquidity void that stands here, right? So let me just draw this also for a second. Yeah, so I'm targeting this. Oh, sorry, we swept this. I'm expecting it to go back all the way up, right? I take a long 3 contracts because on the 15-second chart, there's a inversion fair value gap right here. Inversion fair value gap means, I mean, a gap and a gap, right? Like this, you see a gap and a gap, this gap and this gap. So this is the inversion fair value gap for this setup because this gap and this gap, right? So candle before, candle after, candle before and candle after gap. So I take a long, I top tick this because equal highs, my take profit was right here. It went 1 tick above that and then reversed. At this point, I really don't care, right? Like I'm done with the day. But you know what they say, the move comes after the move. The move you're looking for comes after whatever the fuck is happening. What I'm looking for was A plus inversion fair value gap setup. Let me remove all this and show you why that worked. Right, so 4-hour chart, this gap, fib, 1 minute chart, boom. I see it's a displacement. When this candle closes above the 50% with similar volume, what is this? 3.6 thousand contracts, and this is 2,000 contracts, right? If you look at any of these other ones, they have about 700, 800, about 3,000 contracts at any point, right? So this one, ideal setup would have been ideal setup, one setup for life, no complicating it. Should have went long right here, stop below the low of this, and then target the nearest 15-minute high, right? Nearest 15-minute high, this is the nearest 15-minute high. Nearest 15-minute high, that is a 1 to 3 risk reward, right? So that was it for today's trades. Spent all my mental capital and my financial capital. Hopefully get some wins next week and the week after that and the week after that. Alright then, until next time, peace.